I'm Sovereign Sage, and we're doing the Windblume nonsense. Apparently, while we were all talking, the meal that Sucrose was trying to make for Sino burned, I'm guessing. You let us all just stand around. Look.
I'd be grateful if you could check on Sucrose. As for our new friends here, leave them to me.
Albedo, you are so shaped.
So, a good joke is not necessarily required to make people laugh at them.
Hold on. Dude, he's side-eyeing him so hard. Well, I was saying, having a blue backdrop behind him, it really brings Sino out, where that's all you see is him. Doesn't it look like Scar is side-eyeing him? What the fuck are you doing?
Relax.
Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, this is... Wow. He's side-eyeing him so hard, bro.
Well, Albedo and Sucrose were delightful, but this was still an exhausting meal.
So depressed.
The cooking pot. Is everything okay?
She burned it.
Only the base is burned. We can still use the cooking pot. It just needs a bit of a wash.
Good thing Kainari's nose is so sharp. Has he been in this kind of situation a lot before?
Don't let it get you down, Sucrose.
I know, it's just... I'm sorry to disappoint Sino. I guess we'll have to do this again another day. Oh, yes. I'm not sure if you've noticed. Kali seems a little... depressed. I noticed she was in a low mood when everyone was talking.
I get that feeling as well.
Remember that note she received? I was just thinking. I want to try solving this riddle and giving Kali the chance to accept the blessing.
Oh, yeah! She's the one who needs your help.
Exactly. Maybe she'll be willing to breathe into my test tube. But anyway, that can wait. As much as I'd like to make progress in my research, I'd prefer to see her smile.
All right, we'll help out too.
You will? Then tell me, honestly, do you think that this prophecy is for real too?
I know how I can find out.
Right!
I'll be back shortly.
All right. Let's meet at the alchemy crafting bench in the city. I've got some thinking to do in the meantime.
Watch her be
We're
like,
back.
what do you mean?
Oh, what a shame. You just missed a joke about windmills.
Oh my god, Albedo, really?
Stop, please. I don't need to hear it a fifth time.
That bad, huh? Well, now Paimon really wants to hear it for some reason.
Didn't you say you want to see the Dragon of the East at some point? When are you going?
Are you saying this to me or him?
Tomorrow morning. And you? What are your plans?
I'll go into the mountains to have a stroll and collect a few plants as samples.
Perhaps I could join you? I'll be looking for inspiration for these card back illustrations.
Found you!
What the fuck is going on?
I knew I was onto something as soon as I saw the fire.
Wow, you have really sharp eyes.
That's an outrider for you.
Uh-oh. Did we break the fire safety rules or something?
Actually, you didn't. Strictly speaking, you should have reported your plans first. But since two of our very own alchemists are here, I'm happy to look the other way. Ah, yes, introductions. I'm Amber, and this is the Reconnaissance Company Captain Eula, a good friend of mine.
Good evening. You are friends of Kale, yes? A pleasure to meet you.
Oh, Amber and Eula. The pleasure is ours. I've heard a lot about both of you from Kale.
Oh, really? All positive, I hope.
You asked that last time too. Of course it was positive.
I'd say. We hear the latest news about you every time you write to Kale.
Glad to know we've made a good impression so far. Anyway, we're just here to collect Kale, so don't let us interrupt your chat. Come on, Kale. We're gonna take you to check out a few scenic spots.
Okay, great!
Still as high energy as always.
You know Amber?
Yes, we've met. She's Kali's most important friend. And for that, we are also very grateful to her.
That's Amber for you. Her outgoing personality means she can make friends with just about anybody.
It's getting late, and we still have a lot lined up tomorrow. I suggest we all head back and get some rest.
Yeah, we should preserve our energy.
All right, I'll start packing up.
Everyone packs up and says their goodbyes in the dark of night.
You're gonna get the tone-deaf guard to check out that note, aren't you?
Yes.
Guess Paimon knows you pretty well, huh?
You're gonna go run and cry to the animal archive. Well, Fenty does seem like somebody I want to confide in, but the way this game's story is going, I really hope he doesn't train on me, like, later, like... Because him and Zhongli were actually the ones who participated in the war against Conria. A was not there. It was her twin sister Makoto who participated and died. And Kusanali wasn't there either, because she was only recently reincarnated. As for the other three guys, I don't know if they were really there. Maybe. But Venti and Zhongli were there. And I do remember reading an article somewhere that said that in the Archon War, the Animal Archon had the most kills. That's saying a hell of a lot.
Knowing him, he should be hitting the taverns around this time. We can go corner him and make him answer our questions. Let's move!
How do you corner a god? Get on the floor! Up and over the wall. Yeah, it just sucks. I really do need to get this tooth thing. I have to get a tooth pulled plus a root that's still in my mouth from another tooth that decayed away. It's been hurting. It's already 3 days in a row and it's been hurting. When did they start doing this? For Tomorrow Without Tears, Archon Quest Prologue Act 2. Song of the Dragon and Freedom, Archon Quest Prologue 3. Okay, this is getting weird. Oh god. How far is this gonna go? Oh man, we're gonna be here a while. Hold on. Is this for all the chapters I've completed in the game so far? I think it is. Oh my god. That was the last one. Okay, well, let's spend those. How many did it give me? 21? Well, this is gonna be great. Time to get nothing. Let's go. It's only every 10. It's not like a whole lot. My 5 stars are always weapons. They're never anything great. What was I ever hoping for? I could have did all 10 at once, but do it one at a time. This is funny. Alright, I already have her. See, what did I tell you? flamers. They hate me. You can see how bad my luck is. And they won't let me buy another one too. You're only allowed so many. Well, buy another one of these. Let's use it over here. See, I had like the worst luck in the world. Oh, my ear itches. Oh, every time he does that, I'm like, no! Making that fucking sound. It's just him making loud moaning sounds in the fucking background. How can he take that shit seriously? Just. That is a 5-star. That is not. Let's give her 1. God, I'm gonna go broke. Ah! I don't have the right amount of money for it. I need to go get the blossoms to do it. Shit. Alright, we'll have to wait on that. So let's go find Venti. Should've went up and over the wall. See how bad my luck is? I did so many pulls and just like nothing. I wonder why they decided to do that now. Oh, just drop him. Drop him off the ledge, it's totally fine. Not like we're trying to kill him. What is he doing there? Yeah. Fenty.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah. How easy it is to find a wind god.
I'm Uncle Tone Deaf Bar, drinking as usual. Put your drink down and get your game face on. We've got some important questions for you, mister.
Okay.
You tell Fenty about the mysterious prophecy.
So, what do you make of it?
Yeah, any thoughts? Huh?
Aren't you forgetting something? It's the Windblume Festival right now. You can't just go around asking people for help so blatantly.
Oh my god.
Well, if you won't tell us the answer, could you at least tell us if this thing's worth a shot?
Sounds to me like you want a hint or two.
And a blessing or two to boot.
A fine answer.
Oh my god.
The person who wrote this prophecy is very powerful. If you manage to solve the riddle, good things are sure to happen.
Is that a chest behind him right there?
Also, I happen to know where this lantern is.
I'm fucking dying. Who stores fruits like that, by the way? Do you see how they're all stored behind Paimon? They would rot quickly like that.
Once you've found the 4 things, I'll even write the location down for you. Isn't that generous of me?
I want to strangle you to death.
Whatever. We weren't expecting much from you anyway. You can get back to guzzling wine and blowing wind now.
Oh, woe is me. Paimon sees me as nothing more than a drunken wastrel. There are actually a great many things that we bards are required to do. It just happens that enjoying life is the most important one. Once this is over, would you like to join me for a drink? You know, a favor for a favor.
Don't fucking look at me like that and say it like that, you fucking freak! Ah. Ah. Oh my god! Give me this.
You even want this?
I will fucking strangle you, Scar. Shut the fuck up. Hello.
Or, given the way that you're staring at me, perhaps you'd like to get me that drink now? I, of course, would be most amenable to that. But I believe you have friends waiting for you. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of time during the festival.
Why do you do this shit to me? The way he's just staring at him. Venti is a ghost, and Skara is a nightmare. Oh, that went down a whole lot differently in my mind, by the way. Oh my god.
A flower that is not of this world. Not of this world.
Hello.
Sucrose! We've got some good news and some bad news. Which would you like to hear first?
Let's have the bad news first, I guess.
Huh? Really? Don't most people usually want to hear the good stuff first?
Not always. Sometimes when people say, I have something bad to tell you and something good, I'm like, okay, so what's the bad thing? I'm one of those people that are like, well, tell me what's the bad shit first so I don't freak out about it later. Just get to the fucking point.
Alright then. Basically, we went to Windrise to divine the breeze. The wind said that the prophecy is real and that your idea is a really good one.
That doesn't sound like bad news. So what's the real bad news then?
Paimon ate the bad news!
Paimon, I swear to God.
Blame Sino! If it's not funny, then it's his fault!
It's fine. Well, that puts my mind at rest. Now, back to the other issue I've been mulling over. I was thinking about the flower that is not of this world. It could mean a human-cultivated variety that doesn't occur in nature. But that's basically claiming that it doesn't come from this world in the first place, when actually it's just a variant of an existing breed. So, the initial question is, can the flower's origins be traced back to a natural organism? If so, it cannot be correctly described as not of this world. But then, supposing we identified something outside of that category, whose job would it be to decide whether it belongs in this world or not? Then the question becomes, do of this world and from this world mean the same thing? Or is it deeper than that?
We'll take the fucking flower that she's wearing in her hair, for instance. It's actually a nation outside of the other nations, which could be considered outside of this world, because it was believed Conrad's a civilization from underground. And if you take a flower from there to the other places, it hardens like that. They think the flower you're looking for is in Lumine's hair.
Whoa, slow down! Paimon's head is already starting to spin!
Okay, I did have one other line of thought as well. What about a flower created using alchemy? Would that be not of this world?
If by that you mean a flower from beyond this world, Albedo did make something like that once.
Albedo may know the answer, but asking him right away would be like asking the teacher for the answers to your exam paper. It would render our search for the truth meaningless. I'd rather try and figure this out for myself.
Could it be the Windblume?
Oh, now that you mention it, that's definitely a possibility. The Windblume doesn't refer to a specific flower. Everyone defines what it means for themselves. In which case, the Windblume doesn't exist in reality. This does seem like a promising direction. I've made a note. Okay, I better go read up on this.
Yay! Paimon was actually useful this time! Guess we have that sweet Vedanta to thank, huh?
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I'll need some time to prepare. Could we meet up here in, say, 2 days' time?
Sure thing. In the meantime, we'll also think about the other 3 riddles in the prophecy. But, since we're really going for this now, shouldn't we say something to Kali about it?
I originally wanted to leave it as a surprise for her. And I also didn't want to get her hopes up over nothing. But you're right, Paimon. I'll need to be careful how I word it. But I'll try to find some time over the next couple days to mention it to her.
Understood?
All right. Thanks so much.
All I can think about is that fucking pain in my mouth. Ugh. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of things we have to do in this festival. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, that's that project Sucrose is working on. Fancy splash drops. So that was the first part. This is the second part. There are 3 acts to the story. I like how they have the Towers of Celestia. That's kind of what it looks like. It's not what it is. Yeah, so as the Windblume Festival approaches, you and Paimon return to Mondstadt, grasp in the throes of festivity, and take on a rather different commission than you are used to. Even though the clues are few and vague, you and Sucrose continue to work at uncovering the mystery behind the prophecy. So I'm one of those people who focus on the main story shit first and worry about the other mini games later. Okay. Hold on, because these, like this, these are like little, I think little games you can do in the game. Like you have to ask them something, and I'm most likely I'm gonna have to do them anyway. Yeah. That was the instrument that Kazuha gave to me. Him just doing that. What a fucking fancy camera. Can you imagine going around with something like that? Yeah, I'm gonna probably do these later. We're not gonna do them right now. Because I'm only limited. You only have 10 days. So the shop has a bunch of random stuff that you can use probably inside your surrounding pot. I need a lot of these. This right here, I need a lot of these. It'd be easier for me to get them from this event versus trying to go out and get them myself. And I need a lot of these as well to ascend my characters. I think it was the Guide to Freedom. Or was it? What did Albedo need? He's just losing his shit. No, it's for his talent. Yeah, it is Guided Ballad. See, he's weak. And it is entirely my fault. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, I can't. I'm stuck. I need to go fight him again to try to get the bell. Then I can ascend 1 more to 8. That's kind of left up to chance. Because today is... What is today? Today is Wednesday. Oh shit, I would have had to have done this today. Look at the tiny wind orb in his hand. It even has its own sparkly effect. They changed him, by the way. Look at that red and purple coming. That is so fascinating to look at. Today's now Thursday. Yeah, I missed it. I would have had to have done it yesterday. Shit. Well, here's my answer to that. They changed him, though. The effects that would come off the wind when he strikes, they turned him into, like, these threads. And it never used to do that before. Unless maybe it has and I just never noticed it. But since he's a character I had always wanted and I got him on Christmas of last year. I've been paying attention to his attacks a lot. And they had never done that before. And if you freeze his animation, you can actually see colors going over the threads. Like those bright flashes. That's what I mean. Never used to do that. You can kind of see it like it'll glow. It was just glowing awkwardly orange a minute ago. Now it's like blue and yellow and green. I didn't realize that it has rainbow colors if you freeze it. Let's see if I can get it closer. Let's look at it closer to see if it does it. because it still moves. That's what's funny. You can temporarily freeze the character's animations in this game. Like, you can freeze the character, but whatever elemental shit is going on in the background, it still moves. I never realized that it did that. You can see like a purple, yellow, orange, and a red. It's bright too. It just flashes at you. It's fun to look at. I like messing with it. Look at that shit. Okay, come here a minute. Can you see? Hold on. Yeah, you can kind of see it for a second, like the threads. You see them? I know they're kind of hard to see because it's like really quick. They're like these threads that just appear. Like they like appear and like scribble out. Never used to do that before. You can see them, just like these green threads that appear in the middle. His attacks never did that. So I don't know why they are. I noticed that when they did the recent update, I was like, that's new. Man, it really does suck. I'm all tender and soft on that side of my gum line, because I have a tooth that had decayed away completely, but the root is still in my gum line, and I think that's why it's been swelling and hurting, because I think my gum line is trying to heal and it's trying to close up, but it's like staying fleshy and open, because it can't close completely because the root's in there. I mean, it's closing, but that's why it's hurting. Stop. I did wait 2 full days. It said wait at the appointed time. Hold on. Did I fuck it up? Oh, I screwed it up. It's in between a certain time. Okay, hold on. I'm assuming in the morning, right? In between 8 and 12? You wouldn't meet her at nighttime. Yeah.
Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Sucrose!
Hello. He's taller than her.
Sucrose, we're here!
Mini wave.
Oh, Traveler, Paimon. I only just arrived myself, so I'm still getting ready. And Kale just passed by a moment ago. She said she had some things to sort out at the inn where she's staying, but she'll meet up with us when she's done. Apparently, Tainari and Sino both went out, but she stayed behind because she wanted to help us.
Understood. How has your progress been on your end?
Not too bad. After reviewing it again with fresh eyes, I came up with a new theory which seems to hold some water. I'll attempt to explain it as simply as I can. I believe that each of the 4 things in the prophecy refers to a different field of knowledge. So, in a way, the prophecy is a test of the reader's intelligence. But it's unlikely for any one person to have expertise in all these different areas. So I suggest that we seek out one expert from each and get their opinion. Also, in 2 out of the 4 areas, the prophecy seems to want us to find specific people. It may even turn out that the people themselves are the answers.
So it sounds like we should put our heads together and list out the people who can help us.
Exactly. I think we can go through each riddle in turn and generate 4 groups of names to match the 4 questions.
That makes sense.
Alright, then let's start from group 1. The first riddle was, a flower that is not of this world.
Personally, I would still go with Albedo for this one. Alchemy is the most likely to have to do with otherworldly things, and he is by far the leading expert in this regard.
You'd count as an expert too, you know.
Exactly! You're the creator of the Tetratanic sweet flower. Who knows? Maybe that's the flower we're looking for.
Huh? You really think so?
Oh, but what about Tainari? He's a forest watcher and knows all about plants. If it's a flower we're looking for, maybe he's the man for the job.
Alright, I'll add him to the list as well. On to group 2. This subject is, A guide who will never get lost.
That's kind of abstract. Does it just mean someone who never loses their way?
Maybe that's us.
Wait, but they have to be able to guide others too. So it's not quite as simple as that.
Perhaps an astrologer then.
Oh, you mean Mona? Yeah, she definitely counts.
Mona. Yes, she certainly seems very confident. And she can use her astrology to guide people.
Would Bennett count?
Why him?
Well, his luck's so bad that as long as you go in the opposite direction from him, you'll always be going the right way, right?
I see. I suppose I can't argue with that logic.
Add him to the list. Finding everyone won't take long, so one extra person won't hurt.
I know. Would Outrider Amber be a valid candidate for this category as well?
Yeah, she would! She's got a great sense of direction after all. As a matter of fact, when the Traveler and Paimon first came to Mondstadt, she was actually the one who gave us directions.
Yes, she's certainly a good guide.
Is there anyone else?
Let me think. Yes, I believe there may be one more.
Venti?
Albedo once made a set of equipment for Mika from the
That one.
reconnaissance company. He's their surveyor, and an exceptional pathfinder.
There's people making fun of that character already, and he's not even released yet. Apparently, he can fight with 3 different weapons. His main style is a polearm, but he can also use a catalyst and like a crossbow in his attacks. He's the only character in the game that would have 3 different attacks utilizing 3 different weapons to complete an attack. And there's already people hating on him, and he's not even released. It's so absurd.
He's even instructed others in the discipline of surveying before. So, in my view, he's highly unlikely to lose his way, and would be very good at helping others find theirs.
Cool! Another one for our list!
Wait, Kale should have been here by now. Wonder what's taking her so long. Sorry, could we continue our chat somewhere else?
Oh, you wanna go see how she's doing, right? Sure, let's all go.
The way she's looking around. Yeah. And the water. Yeah, I think she's up here doing something. Scar comes
Hi,
looking
Kale.
for you. You know you've done something
Hope you're
wrong.
not intruding or anything. Is everything okay?
The look on her face. She has these eyes that are such a unique color that just glow. That when she widens her eyes, it's like she's staring into your soul.
Sucrose! I was preparing some stuff. Is it time already? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Kale seems to be wrapping gifts, and now she's frantically trying to hide it. I wonder who they're for. Ha 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 ha!
Don't worry. The Traveler and I only just met up. We were just worried that you might get lost along the way, so we thought that we'd come get you.
Thank you. I'm ready to join you now. How's that thing going?
Sucrose tells Kale about the 4 riddles and the results of your discussion.
So let's pick up where we left off.
Next up is the 3rd line. One who would never lie. Anyone spring to mind?
Galuk!
You really think so? Seems like it would be pretty difficult for someone in his position to avoid having to lie.
Ah, yes. His secret alter ego, the Dark Knight hero. He must have to deny it if anyone asks. In that sense, he has a complicated relationship with the truth.
Then what about Kaya? He's the cavalry captain and a rather popular figure, but... You think there's something fishy about him too, huh? Yeah, he's definitely a sneaky one. Bet he lies all the time.
It'd be funny if he walked up at this exact moment.
I can't help but agree with you there. There's the tone-deaf bard. But on second thought, he wouldn't qualify either. He talks way too much nonsense. Is there anyone else we're missing?
Acting Grandmaster Jean? She has a good name in that regard. But from what I know, she sometimes covers up the truth out of concern for those around her. For example, when Lisa loses track of time in the library and misses her patrol shift, Jean'll come up with some excuse. Like, Lisa's ill today. Also, she sometimes makes up stories to get Clea to behave. Like the one about the big monster that comes to catch naughty kids who don't go to bed on time. Do you think that rules her out?
White lies are still lies, but do we really have to reject her because of some harmless fibs? It's not like she had evil intentions.
This prophecy seems very strict.
No, we're the ones being strict.
Rosaria doesn't strike me as the type of person to lie.
I don't care for Rosaria personally, I'm sorry. Maybe if they designed her face a little differently, I could like her, but I just don't.
Oh, Kale, you probably haven't met her yet, have you? She's a sister from the church who looks, a little scary and not very sociable.
What gives you that impression?
She stopped by the alchemy bench once, a long time ago, and asked me about Albedo. I thought maybe she was trying to find him, for work or something. But when I asked, she just said that she was curious about him because he was so intelligent, and wanted to talk to his assistant to find out what he was like. A lot of people might have given a more tactful justification, but I could see in her face that she wasn't trying to hide anything. She was just very direct and straightforward. That's why I don't think of her as the lying type.
Rosaria doesn't look like the sort of person you'd want to get into a fight with. Maybe she just fights her way out of situations that some people might lie to get out of.
I can definitely see that. I've also heard the other sisters say that Rosaria doesn't even make excuses when she skips choir. She just doesn't show up.
She's a tough cookie, huh? Let's put her name down.
In that case, I think Sino fits in this list too.
True. Lying's probably more trouble than it's worth for someone like him. Kinda like with Rosaria. Oh, and Paimon also nominates Razor, but he couldn't lie to save his life.
I've also got someone else in mind. Noelle, the trainee knight. She's a very honest person. I don't think she'd tell a lie.
Alrighty, write her name down too.
Oh my god.
Wait, there's one more person. You know, our long-standing staffer at the alchemy bench.
Huh? You mean Timaeus?
Yes, him. Truth be told, he's been love-struck recently. He swore that he wouldn't say a dishonest word or slack off until he succeeds in getting the woman he loves.
The fuck?
Timaeus has a crush?
Yes, that's right.
Well, who is it? Do you know her?
I've never met her. All I know is that she's from Liyue. Timaeus says that she's fun, has a great personality, and is very, very good-looking.
All great qualities, but that says nothing about her identity.
Since we're on the topic, helping Timaeus win the lady of his dreams was also one of my goals for this Windblume festival.
But how can we help with that?
I don't know. Make sure he uses nice paper and a fancy envelope when he sends letters to her. Help him pick a nice gift and wrap it properly. That sort of thing.
That's all fine and well, but I feel like it's almost like if somebody was giving you gifts and he's like, oh, I did this because my female friend said to do it, it doesn't feel the same, because it feels like he's doing what somebody else says for him to do and not what he wants to do, and I would be immediately turned off by that. I want a guy who's going to do something that he wants to do, not because something his female friend said. Then it feels like he's just doing what some other girl wants, which is immediately unappealing to me. That wouldn't sit well with me, no.
Yeah. I had the same situation once in the Avidia Forest. I helped another forest ranger out by delivering a love letter to the coworker she likes.
Yep, that sort of thing exactly. Oh, also, I helped him with some of the groundwork for one of his research projects. He must have appreciated it, because he gave me a refrigeration device that he's been developing as a thank you gift.
Is it any good?
I mean, it looks nice.
Sounds like a no.
Alright, guess we'll put Loverboy down on the list then.
Okay, so last of all, we have a legend that never ends. Anyone come to mind for this particular line?
Me.
Lisa, perhaps? A librarian understands books best, and aren't most legends written down somewhere?
Not necessarily, but you have a point.
When I think about legends, fairy tales and picture books come to mind.
Maybe Kai. She read a lot of fairy tales when Tainari was teaching her to read.
Oh,
Do I count?
of course you do. I'll put you on the list.
Are you eligible for this one, Sucrose?
I prefer to read things like an illustrated analysis of alchemical substances and their uses, the fascinating principles of crafting, and hypotheses of life.
Point taken. Paimon didn't quite understand any of those.
Klee might be a good choice. Her mother, Alice, is a renowned traveling author, so I'll bet she's been exposed to all sorts of myths and legends.
I am not her mother. Stop that.
Alright then, Klee makes the short list.
Well, that should just about do it. Next up, we should go and ask the people on the list about the prophecy.
Do we have to ask absolutely everyone on the list? It seems like a lot of people.
It is. So, I was thinking that perhaps we should split up. That might make our search more effective.
Okie dokie.
Also, I've thought of a method of gathering feedback.
Sucrose shares her idea with everyone.
No problem. We can do that.
You and the Traveler are practically joined at the hip, so you two can go together. I'll pair up with Kale.
Capable Kale and sensible Sucrose. Sounds like a winning combination.
Okay, I promise I'll help. Capable Kale. Yeah, I got this.
Rest assured that the unbeatable Traveler and Paimon will do our part too. Off we go.
Oh my god. So which group of people am I going to be asking? Because that was a lot of people we just started adding. I'm taking it they're going to do everyone that's in Mondstadt. Like, I mean, they were all characters from Mondstadt, but people who actually reside in the city. A lot of the people they listed don't. Razor doesn't. Bennett doesn't.
I plan on starting from the person with the most defined stronghold. So let's go to the library. Lisa should be there.
God, that reverb.
Stronghold. That's an, interesting word to use.
Maybe den? No, that's even worse.
Operations. Base of operations.
How about later?
Am I supposed to be following them, or what am I doing? I am her. Alright. I see how they're gonna do this.
Here we are, Lisa Slayer.
Fucking say it like that out loud. She's gonna hear you.
Oh no, that was a bad word choice. Now Sucrose is using it. It's all my fault.
Lisa, might I ask if... Huh?
She's missing. You two. 3.
Sucrose. Kale. What are you doing here?
This is hella awkward, dude. You know why? Because it's getting nighttime. Lisa is missing and there's 3 men who come up. Like, what did you do to her?
I can only sucrose that they were Kale-ing on someone. At least that's as far as I know.
Please, just stop it with these puns. I beg you. Are you trying to win worldwide fame for unfunny jokes?
Is Lisa not here at the moment?
Surprising, isn't it? She went out. I'm afraid it's just us here looking for information.
This does look kind of bad from an outside looking in. Because they're in here, and Lisa's just surprisingly gone. What if they had done something to her, and they're lying to us? I mean, I know none of them are like that, but what if?
Except me.
Oh.
I'm not here for information. Like you, I came here for an abortive search for the librarian, who is also my academia senior.
Oh, so you studied in the same darshan as Lisa?
That's right. Her mentor in Sumeru was also my benefactor. We were both Spontamod students.
Wow, that's cool. But wait, we're getting sidetracked. We came here to look for some information. Kale and I are investigating a prophecy, and we were hoping you all might be able to help.
Since all your names are on our imaginative list.
Oh? What sort of prophecy?
This looks awkward. You tell them about the prophecy and the information you're looking for compiled with the traveler.
I see. You want to ask them about the flower that is not of this world, and me about the one who would never lie.
But there's no rush. You don't need to answer right away. We're just here to tell you about the situation. You can take your time to think it over and submit any thoughts you have in written form to the Sucrose mailbox.
The Sucrose mailbox?
Yep. I was thinking about it on the way. And although they seem like trick questions, there's a lot to mull over once you get down to the details. A quick answer off the top of your head might not go into enough depth. So, I decided to place a mailbox next to the alchemy crafting table. Everyone can submit their written answers there when they're ready. We don't have to call it the Sucrose mailbox, though. It could just as well be called the Sucrose and Kali mailbox. Or even the Sucrose, Kali, Traveler, and Paimon mailbox.
I bet you Sino's gonna come up with a stupid name.
I think in this case, we can just go with your quick answer off the top of your head.
Sounds like a good solution. Certainly more reliable than verbal discussion alone.
Agreed. Certainly when it comes to discerning whether someone is a liar or not, you cannot simply take them at their word.
True.
Understood. Once we've had a look into it, we'll place our replies into your mailbox.
Thank you all so much. Okay, let's tick them off the list and carry on working our way down.
Already done.
I'm pleasantly surprised to see those two introverts getting along so well.
Do you get the feeling that Kale's return to Mondstadt has emboldened her more contrarian side?
Yes, I'd noticed that too.
Traveling and meeting old friends are both good for the body and soul. And isn't rediscovering one's youth while revisiting old haunts a worthwhile pursuit?
I never would have thought I would see these three all in the same shot together. Well, actually, I've seen Tenari and Sino together on many occasions, but Albedo? No.
When I first met Kale, she'd never known happiness or youth, but things are different now. Her Elazar being cured was a huge milestone in her life.
Kali is a very sensitive and introverted child. I'm sure you must have noticed that too, Albedo.
You guys didn't mention how she was tortured by the fucking doctor guy from the Fatui who would jab needles into her at every chance he got. You didn't mention that fucking part, did you? Like, he would literally just inject her with shit. Like, use her as like a tool. Like, she'd be like crying and screaming and telling him to stop, and he'd just be shoving shit into her arms. Like, well, that's in the manga version of this game, which is more darker. But I have seen that, and I was like, oh my god.
From the time she's been in my care, I've observed that she's actually a very lively character by nature. But she had a very rough start in life, and it changed her.
I think that would change anyone if you've seen what was done to her. It's kind of fucked up.
So, might I assume that your respective claims of looking for plants and artists in Mondstadt were just pretexts?
I wouldn't say that. Both Kale and Genius Invocation TCG are very important to me.
Would it really kill you to just say yes in this situation?
Fine. Yes. We came out of concern for Kale. She's been back to Mondstadt of her own accord several times, but it has led to no significant improvement in her mood.
Well, it won't hurt to give her some more time. I believe that Sucrose might be able to help her.
Sounds like an extension of your own self-confidence as your teacher.
You could say that. In a similar vein, I've heard that Sumeru scholars often build their social relationships based on their academic ones. Is that true?
I suppose it might look like that from your perspective. Sumeru society is something of a special case. The reason it is known as the City of Learning is because all of its resources are in some way linked to academia. As such, academic resources equate to social capital. It is not unheard of, for example, for people to build a family in order to pursue further studies. But the relationship between the three of us is not an academic one turned social. We've never even worked on a paper together for starters.
Oh, so the academic paper is the nexus of the academic family. Interesting.
I would think of us more as siblings. An equal and pure relationship, unaffected by academic considerations.
Why would you put the word pure there?
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, that statement is not inaccurate.
I can understand that position. I have a younger sister myself, and it's only natural for me to be protective of her.
She's not your real sister, though. He's talking about Klee.
What you describe fits the idea of a city of learning, as I imagine it. The family is where all social relationships intersect. As such, a family founded on common goals may actually be more stable.
You know what's funny? People are all like, oh, Skara's created by the Electro Archon and he's a doll. He's not like a real person. But has anybody ever realized that Albedo isn't a real person either? That's why he's called the Chalk Prince, because he was literally created out of chalk. He wasn't born as a real human either. He's basically like a homunculus. She created him out of chalk, and then that's why he has that star symbol on his neck, because that's how she infused life into him. She created his form and then did it like that. It's almost like that girl Lilu from the Fifth Element movie, how she was like a relic that turned into a person. Like, it's kind of like that, really. He was not originally that at first.
By the way, who's the eldest between you?
Let's not go down this rabbit hole, please.
In terms of age, I'm the eldest, of course. He just doesn't want to admit it.
But your mental age is younger than that. I dare say even by enough to be the youngest sibling. Perhaps I could bring Kale into this happy family to be your elder sister.
No. You will never see me admit to being the youngest sibling. Except perhaps as a last-ditch effort to turn the tables in a game of cards.
How old is Sino? After bidding farewell to Sucrose and Kale, I run into a stupor of people. Oh, are they gonna send me to meet D-Luke? No, who was the first on the list after that? Shit. We already met them all out of order anyway. Yeah, they did change it. The symbols on the bottom, I can actually see them now. They used to be cut off on my TV screen. They used to be like way at the bottom right, and I could not see them at all. And I kept mentioning that. Now they moved them completely all the way over. I can actually see it. It's kind of, they're way over, and it's like up and over more from where it used to be. But I can see them, so I really don't care. Here, windmill and water.
Guess we'll leave Kale and Sucrose to it. Fingers crossed all goes well for them. Now then, where should we go first?
Watch them walk away. You know, it's funny, they're walking away over there, right? But I can hear their footsteps. Even though they're far from me, I can still hear that. Just watch them walk off screen. Okay.
Let's try our luck at the bulletin board, shall we?
Do you really get to just watch them walk? Look at how awkward it is when they walk up the stairs. When you watch characters that you're not controlling and animate in this game, it does look kind of funny. Do you see the way they just turned? Bro, that's weird.
A lot of people tend to show up there at some point in the day. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Okay. Are we supposed to run into... I am Shanling. We're supposed to run into... we did mention running into Bennett or something, right? He was on that list as well. Her wing's not texturing. Oh, that looks horrible. My water. Gimme. Gimme water. There it is. That's why sometimes when I go to places, I stop and stand around for a moment, because my game doesn't load correctly. Now they're loaded in, okay. What is with her face? Yeah, look, she's upset, look. I've been noticing my characters have been getting funny, there's Mika, funny looks on their faces.
A flower that is not of this world.
Huh?
Could that be referring to the real Windblume?
Did she just tell me what it was? A flower that is not of this world, could she be referring to the real Windblume? What? The real Windblume is not from here? Oh, look her face. That's been happening to me when I'm running around as certain characters and I touch a certain thing. Their expressions will change and they'll stay like that. Oh.
A flower that is not of this world. Could that be referring to the real Windblume?
Change your face. Yeah, that's been happening to me. I don't know. I'm gonna just not worry about it.
Nice! Just as we hoped! There's a load of people people here.
When she said the real Windblume, what does that mean?
Huh? Even Lisa's here.
Hi everyone, long time no see.
Hey there, Traveler in Paimon. It's been a while. How have you been?
Been okay.
We've been doing pretty well.
You look surprised, cuties. Is it because of me?
Oh my god.
Teacher is not at the usual place.
True.
Oh, please. It's not as if I'm glued to my chair. I like to get out for a little fresh air every once in a while.
Her eyes freak me out because they're so bright. And when it feels like she's staring into your fucking soul. It gets awkward after a minute.
Mika's here today, so I thought it'd be a good time to introduce him to Bennett and Razor. They're all out and about quite often, so it's helpful for them to get to know one another.
This is the character who hasn't been released yet, and everybody's making fun of him. It's kind of annoying, really. They keep comparing him to other characters and keep saying that he looks retarded, and it's like, how can you say that about someone who's not even real?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mika.
Good to see you again.
I look forward to working with you.
No need to be so formal. We've known them for ages. They're cool.
The fuck?
Windblume. Fun?
Actually, we haven't gotten to the fun part yet. We've been busy investigating a prophecy.
A prophecy? What kind?
Have you noticed how Bennett's eyes are different than every other character's in that they look like they're glass? They look reflective and they look glassy, as for everybody else's doesn't.
A good one or a bad one?
Well, hard to say at this point. We don't really know. You explain the prophecy and tell everyone what you've learned so far.
Gosh, that all sounds quite fascinating.
Doesn't it, though?
I can't believe I made it onto your list of names. You really think I'll be able to help?
Why not?
Believe in yourself.
Yes! Razor knows what's up!
Right. Believe in yourself. You're a first-rate adventurer, Bennett.
Okay, then in that case, I'll step up and present my thoughts on the matter. Except I forgot I'm not really good at organizing my thoughts. Oops.
Oh, there's no need to tell us all of your thoughts right here and now. Sakura said she'll put a mailbox next to the crafting bench, so you can just write down your thoughts when they come to you, and drop them there.
A meticulous and efficient plan. Yep, that sounds like sucrose.
That way people can also keep it to themselves, too. You can just write it down, put your name on it, and put it in a box, and nobody gets to see it. It's kind of really conventional.
I will think also. Give me some time.
Sure.
You still have other people on your list that you need to go see, right? We should leave you to it. Don't worry about us. We'll drop off our letters at the mailbox as soon as we're done.
Okay.
Okay, bye for now. Let's head over to Star Snatch Cliff next. Maybe we'll be able to find some people there. And even if we don't find any familiar faces, you can see really far from up at the top. Maybe we can find people that way.
Oh, you're working so hard. Do be sure to get some rest when you can. If you get tired, you know you're always welcome to visit me for a break and a cup of tea.
Oh, my mind can't. I can't. Fuck. I have seen things of characters of this game, and I wish I hadn't. But I have a friend who's obsessed with that shit. And they're always sending screenshots and stuff to me. And I don't even want to go there. I can't say it that way anymore. At the moment, Sucrose and Kale arrive at the Stormbearer Mountains. This is kind of interesting. It's a switch off. Yeah, that tooth in that root of mine is becoming a problem. Like, I feel like the pain is slightly increased.
Where to next? Let me check my notes.
It's so irritating too.
This way.
It's because it's like I have a hole in my mouth in the gum line where like it's sealed up, but it's all like fleshy and soft and tender, and it can't fully close even though the tooth is completely eroded away completely. It's the root is still in there, and the root is eroding. I have like this decay disease that runs in my family where the roots of our teeth decay first, and then it spreads down to the teeth.